Nick Allo, KC Thunder. Mark, the difference, at least statistically, seemed to be at the three-point line tonight. What did you think about the looks that you guys got from three and the ones that they got?
We'll look at the looks. I mean, I thought, credit them. They shot the ball really well, especially coming out of the gates. But we were able to stabilize the game. We weathered a pretty good storm there in the first half, got it in striking distance, took a lead in the third. So we gave ourselves a chance, even after the hot shooting. And I just didn't think we executed well enough either end to really grab a grip on the game. Credit them. They came in and played really well.
On those threes, the Mavs got a lot of attention paid to Kyrie and Luka. Are you okay with the looks they got, or do you feel like you guys could have got out to them a little bit more?
It's a lot of threes. I mean, okay with some of them. Some of it's just like game plan cost. You have to give something up. And then some of them I thought were just like looseness. I thought we didn't do a great job of getting set tonight, and a lot of them came, on a loose floor or in transition. They obviously rebounded the ball well, like we did last game. So it's a mishmash of things. There's some that we just have to tip our hat. There's others that are controllable that we have to correct, obviously.
And then what did you think about you guys' pace tonight?
I'm sorry?
Pace.
I thought at times good. We were taking the ball out of the net more tonight than we have in a while, which slows you down. But I thought, we tried to go at times. Our decision-making wasn't as sharp as it's been. I didn't think we had great attacks tonight offensively. I just didn't think we were as sharp on either end of the floor as we've been in a long time. So got to learn from it, figure out, how we can improve and be a better team in Game 3.
You gave like a back cut dunk with like 2.9 on the shot clock, and a couple walk-in threes. I can remember. What are maybe the specific possessions that you think back on, like those are the errors that you usually don't make?
Yeah, I mean, there were a good amount of them tonight. Credit them. I mean, it's a heavyweight fight, and we threw a punch the other night. They threw a punch tonight. Part of fighting, is throwing them, and part of fighting is taking them. We took one tonight, but so not to take anything away from them, but I just thought from an execution standpoint, there was just too much unearned. The one you mentioned, certainly, but it was a lot of plays on both ends. I thought there were some offensive plays where they get runouts, just on lack of execution or a decision we made. So something we can learn from. I mean, we've been a team that's grown through everything. We've grown through a lot of success this year. We have to grow through, like I said, taking a punch tonight.
You went with Wiggins over Giddey in the second half. What went into that decision, and what hasn't worked, would you say, in Giddey's minutes?
Say that one more time.
What hasn't worked in the Giddey lineup so far?
I wouldn't say it didn't work. I would just say, it's a halftime subs is something we've done for a long time. It's basically an in-game substitution. So I don't view it as any different than checking somebody into the game with 8 minutes to go in the third quarter or something. So we're going to keep it fluid. We went big right away early tonight. I thought that looked pretty good. We're going to be a moving target there, do what we think is best every night. Every game's different. We're going to keep doing it.
Luke is obviously going to get points. He's that kind of scorer. But what did you maybe need to do better against him tonight? Had 7 assists too. I think double-digit rebounds. Are those the type of things you have to hit and live with the points, or what did you feel like your defense did with him tonight?
Again, every possession's different. I thought to start the game there was kind of like a correction on, his part. Not that he corrected it, but I mean, last game he didn't shoot the ball very well. There were some looks that he got last game that he's probably used to making. He made more of them early in the game tonight. I didn't think, it was necessarily, what we gave to him. I thought it was some of the rotations out of it. Some of the help wasn't quite as early as it was last game. It was more of those things where they get the easy stuff. But, I mean, he's going to earn it. Irving's going to earn it. Those guys are great players.
Mark, just to start the fourth quarter, I mean, Shea was in for all of maybe 35 seconds. You put Dort and Kaysen in together, which I don't know how many times we've done that to start the fourth this season. Just what went into that decision just to start the quarter?
The Shea one is just we had possession, just trying to utilize him for one offensive possession there with a deficit and then sub him right out. Kaysen and Dort, they played Doncic. They got him a blow in the third, so Dort had fouls. We got Dort off with him and wanted to make sure that for the rest of the game we matched his minutes. Kaysen, I thought, was playing pretty well at that point.
Yeah, and you guys have responded in situations like that in fourth quarters all season. You've seemingly always had that next gear. Just what did you see in the fourth that maybe limited that final gear?
We've got a really good opponent that played really well tonight. So, we tried to scrap back into it. I thought our effort was really good tonight. I thought we tried to gear it up a couple different times. I thought we left something to be desired was execution, and that's part of these things. I mean, these are emotional games. It's hard to sustain that for the period of time that we have leading into this game. Now we just got to get the car back on the road and be a little bit better on both ends.
Mark, after a sweep in round one, are you curious to see how you guys respond to maybe the first taste of adversity in the playoffs?
Yeah, curious but confident. I'm not sitting here wondering. This is a team that's made a habit of getting back up. We keep a pretty steady temperament through the ups and downs of the season. We keep a pretty steady temperament through the ups and downs of the season. And this is just part of the deal. I mean, this is the playoffs, playing against really good teams. These are deep waters. And so, like I said, you're going to throw some punches, you're going to take some punches, and now we got to eat one, get back to 0 tomorrow and be a better team in game 3.
You mentioned execution. You mean, can you just clarify on that missing shots or just really just clarify what you mean by that?
Definitely not missing shots. It's more, what's generating the shots, how quality the shots are. Is there something that we could have done better from a process standpoint? And then same thing defensively. If, they make a tough play, you tip your hat to them. But you just got to bet over the course of a 100-possession game that if you do it well on both ends of the floor, it'll yield a win. I didn't think we played like that tonight. And to credit them, they did. They played really well. That was part of it, too.
Mark, just to the points that Joe made in his question, because you guys haven't lost in, over a month, what does that look like preparing these guys for the emotional gaps now between these days?
We've lost a game before. This isn't uncharted waters. We just haven't lost lately with long layoffs and the sweep in the first round. So, the team pulls together. The thing I respect about our guys is they pull together in adversity, and we've pulled together in success, which is hard to do too. So, everything we do as a team. We'll learn from this one as a team, and we'll walk out there as a team on Saturday.
Mark, you mentioned